Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you're new here. Today is Wednesday, May 13th, 2020. Just wanted to, people say, why would you make your own? And for one reason, I don't like the ingredients that are going into this. I don't like the sodium that's in here. And you still have to add eggs, oil, and water to that anyway, so it's not all that hard to, like this one uses baker's chocolate. You can find a recipe with cocoa powder. It's probably just cocoa powder, flour, and the other stuff. You're just replacing it. I would omit the corn syrup myself, quite honestly, on that one. Now this one, 75 milligrams per brownie. These have 24 bars. The box mix is 18. You can cut that sodium down, and that includes them being made with the frosting, homemade frosting. You can cut the sodium down. You can use unsalted butter, and you could even cut the salt or omit the salt. The salt is for flavoring more than anything else. Sometimes it controls the rise, like in bread, it controls the rise. It'll make it not as puffy. But, it doesn't control the rise like the yeast does, let's say. But it kind of, how do I explain that? Kind of controls the yeast, maybe? Maybe that's what I'm thinking here. So anyway, yeah, these are my other phones. Craziness. They don't work. I just use them to go online with. One has no sound, but I use that one to look up things. The other one I use to play YouTube videos. And this one I use to make them. So yeah, let's look at the ingredients on the frosting as well. See that list of ingredients there? Quite the list, huh? Has 105 milligrams per serving. There's 9 in here. So even if I spread this over this, that would cut it in half because there's 18 bars in here. So 50, let's call it 53 plus 120 is 173 milligrams of sodium per bar, per brownie. It's a lot of sodium. Excuse me. Did I say 173? Yeah, 173. Whereas these are 75 with the frosting. And you know what's going into it. Unlike that. So, I keep flour in my house for that reason. I also make homemade pancakes. Because again, if you look at the sodium on the box of the Just Add Water pancakes, there's like 400, 500 milligrams of sodium to it. Let's see. Simple but perfect, page 3. If you use Bisquick, there's a lot of sodium in it. So there's a lot of sodium in here too, 450 milligrams, right? But I can control what's going into it. I can use oil instead of butter. I can use unsalted butter. I can cut that way, way, way down. Way down. Like probably to a 1/4 teaspoon. And I can use reduced sodium baking powder. So there's a lot of different things that you can do if you have your flour in the house instead of box mixes. Box mixes are convenient. Yes, they are. But they're really not too good for you. They have a lot of added stuff in it that you really don't need. Now this is a quick mix, like a Bisquick. And vegetable shortening, that's what's in Bisquick. That's what makes it Bisquick. When you make biscuits, you use shortening or lard or butter even. Yeah. So there's a lot of sodium in things. And here's another a brownie recipe. There's a lot of things you can do with flour. I make chocolate zucchini bread. I don't make pancakes that often. Once in a while I make pancakes. And then I don't use, I use a different recipe. Let's see. See, also griddle cakes. This is an older book, so it's from the 40s. Well, chocolate zucchini bread, or regular, or friendship bread, or banana bread, or pumpkin bread. Griddle cakes. 120. Let's check that out. So sometimes also I make, you know what's really good? Date nut bread. I should make that. Let's do just the for instance. Buckwheat flour, wheat flour, baking powder, molasses, salt, shortening, which you can substitute for oil, and milk. So the sodium is going to be pretty high on that if you use the shortening. And if you're not using reduced sodium baking powder, that's going to make a lot, though. That's going to make a lot of pancakes. Yeah, I make my own stuff. Cookies. Because when you're on a reduced sodium diet, you have to. You really have to. There's really no way around it. I made the mistake of buying bagels. I really wanted bagels. So I bought bagels. So I ate one day and I ate one the next day, and I'm off balance because the sodium in a bagel, which I know this, is like 600 milligrams. I know this, but I wanted a bagel so bad. Sometimes, every once in a while, you have to cheat, because life gets pretty boring, when you're eating. Well, that's all right. I was gonna say when you're eating just plain stuff, but spices do a lot, And like I said, I make friendship bread, I make banana bread, I make pumpkin bread, Irish soda bread, which I brought you the recipe from this book. I should actually write to them and see if I can promote them or something, but I'm not. This is like my favorite cookbook. As far as flour type things go. What else do I? Oh, sometimes, no, I keep two types of flour in the house. I keep bread flour, which is good for bread machines, and I keep unbleached flour for everything else. Sometimes I use the unbleached flour, and sometimes I use the bread flour for the no-knead bread. But, excuse me. Thank you. He had to make his presence known. It comes out different. It's weird. It comes out a little different with the bread flour and with the, all-purpose flour. But I think, because the bread flour is made for bread machines. So I don't know if it's a little lighter and airier. I don't know what the difference is, quite honestly. I should probably read the package. But I have both of them in the house. Because I like to bake. And I like to eat goodies. I'm not going to lie. I like to eat. I have a sweet tooth that runs crazy. And I'd rather make this stuff myself than buy the stuff in the store. The only thing I haven't made yet is like a Danish type thing, because it's a lot of work. And I don't have the energy for that. Because with the Danish, you have to roll out the dough. You know, you have to make the dough, roll out the dough, then you have to put butter on it, fold it over, roll it out, fold it over, roll it out. I don't have the energy for that. I don't eat a Danish all that often, so I'm not really all that worried about it. Yeah. But there's, oh, excuse me, I must be getting hungry. You can do a lot more with flour and sugar in the house than you can with, excuse me, just one box of brownie mix. This brownie mix might be cheaper and easier, but it's got way more sodium in it, plus other ingredients I don't want to put in my body. If I make my own, I know what's going into it, and I can control the sodium. So yeah, there's lots of things you can do with flour. Lots of things. Last time, well, you know, when I ordered the flour that one time, it came in all busted up. So they refunded the money, which is pretty cool. But I had to wait like almost a month to get flour back, to get flour. That's crazy. But anyway, it is crazy times we're living in. Sorry for shaking you. You're on my table. I need to figure out where I could put you that I'm not going to bounce you around and I'm not going to bang into you. One of these days. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. You're better off with flour and you're better off with the ingredients in the house than you are with the mixes in the house. Because if you have the ingredients, you can make anything. I've made biscuits, which are pretty good. Obviously, they're not like the stuff in the can, because the stuff in the can is like 500 milligrams per biscuit. But it's still a biscuit. And I know what's going into it, and I don't use shortening. Very rarely do I use shortening. I usually use lard or butter. Shortening is really not good for you. Anyway, I probably repeated myself like 2 or 3 times on different things, because I don't know, this is like my 3rd time making this video, and the first 2 times I was being sarcastic, and I don't want to be sarcastic. I just want to, my goal, really, my main goal in life is to help other people. So if I can help you, if you have Menieres disease, and I can help you learn how to cook differently, especially if you just found out that you have it, or even high blood pressure, because with high blood pressure, you have to watch your sodium. So, you know, that's my goal, to try to help people. Anyway, with that, I'm going to go do something that I should be doing. Put all my recipe books away. And I have a lot of them. I love to bake. See how much I love to bake? I love to bake. It's my thing. I like baking cookies. There's one time I made like, I don't know, 14 different types of cookies. Something like that. It was crazy. It was crazy, but I enjoy doing it. And it's my life. I can do what I want to do, right? You know, if that's what gives me joy, if it just gives me a little bit of joy to bake or can my own food, I don't see a problem with it. I'm not going out getting drunk. I'm not doing drugs. I'm not harming other people by doing it. I'm just living my life and trying to help people out there. So that's all I have for you today. Those look good, don't they? They all look good. Ain't cute. Ain't cute. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. If you have the ingredients in the house, you can make just about anything you want. You don't have to rely on a box. That's all I have for you today. Have a great day, and I'll be talking to you all soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.